It is blazing out here. It's 2 p.m. Yucatan, Mexico. It's about 95, maybe 100. Maybe. I might have gotten so acclimated to the weather, I couldn't even tell you. I actually just came back from the States. I'm from Maryland, by the way, so shout out to anybody from Maryland. So yeah, I spent about a little shy of a week there, and I feel like, you know, what's on people's mind is the usual things that are programmed to be at the forefront of your mind. Fear, probably money, bills, and what type of policies and laws are going to be in place to, or who's going to be elected rather, and what do they come with. That show, I don't even know really who's going to be president. I'm not really big on politics, so that's not my arena to speak on. But on a spiritual level, I think the more important thing to get out of this, if you get anything out of this, would be taking those factors out. How do you govern yourself? You know, and that question can go as deeply as you want to meet it. You know, I know for me, we left the States in 2020, which was an election year, which I knew was going to be a year that was going to be full of very eventful year, should I say, to charge people up emotionally. Doesn't matter if you were excited or completely in fear, as long as they can charge you up, you're still charging the system so that you can be utilized. Ironically, it's called election year, and electrons, charges, and kind of transfer power. So I don't think that is a coincidence. So the best thing I could say is how are you governing yourself would be the question. And where do you put your energy in? Right? How are you investing in yourself? And if, you know, and what factors are you investing in yourself, but doing it from a space of abundance or scarcity? Doing it from a space of survival or expansion? These are, you know, just ask yourself, where are you operating from? You know, we're in this retrograde energy, which hopefully it puts little breakers in your life to be more introspective, to really evaluate how we move and exchange. Mercury is about communication or exchange, commerce, communication, technology, learning. And our system is going through a transformation. I don't think there's a time when it doesn't, even though, but we're going through a great change collectively. And, you know, we could, not to bring up the people that are being masqueraded as a choice, know that you have more than those choices. And that's why I present to you the question of how are you governing yourself and where are you putting your energy into. because you can choose to invest and liberate yourself, which is a choice that we made. We, still stand by our home country. I don't see it as an enemy. I don't see, actually grown more fonder of USA since I've lived out the States the last 4 years. See how much we are USA is kind of raveled. All the countries are like threaded together. And the best thing we could do is govern ourselves, show more love in our local community and the people that are our friends, that are our family, that share the same vision or interests, and being able to be the bigger person, to put our differences aside, if not initiate something that would be for the greater good of other people. And if you don't want to start from scratch, find people or find organizations, people, networks, groups, communities that do, and put yourself more closer to the path that if you put aside the things that they tell us to fear, and you sit at the edge of being outside of your comfort zone, that gives you an opportunity to grow, that gives you an opportunity to really evolve and self-develop into a more whole, sovereign being, than to really put your energy in a state where you think that these two choices that appear to you are your choices. There is way more choices than those choices. And there's so much happening on a local level, wherever you are, where, say, if you do want to broaden your horizon, how are you challenging yourself to broaden your horizon internally first? Whether it's, like I said, learning new things, challenging yourself. Say, if you have complaints about the quality of food, how are you making the best out of that? Finding a way to alchemize whatever the circumstances are that you're dealing with on a personal or local level, instead of blaming or projecting this onto like outside of yourself. And it's not to blame and internalize that and create an internal war. It's more so of governing yourself with the different oppositions within yourself, and learning to work together and exuding that outside. And I think that's the best choice. Like I said, I'm not into politics. I understand, like, you work at a job, you go to any type of social setting or group, and even at large with our quote-unquote government bodies and these borders and these countries, no matter where you go, there will always be some form of political or social political dynamic that's going to reflect very similar grounds to what you think that you're trying to run from. So the best way to empower you, because I am all about self-development, self-empowerment, and spiritual evolution, which is primarily what my channel is about. I feel like that is the wave. And when you can unplug out of playing into the spectrum of the good and evil, good guy, good cop, bad cop, more charismatic, the racism, the colorism, and all the different things that they toy with you because you're attached to these strings that they pick up and play and puppeteer to use to get you to funnel your energy into their direction. And even though you claim that you know that there's a lesser of two evil, stop participating in it altogether and own your place of where you project out this quote unquote evil, and learn to make that work harmonious for a greater good. So that is the message of the day that's coming through, since that is the topic and we are in August. And we have about 2.5 months before the next person is elected, quote unquote, or selected, whatever way you would like to see this. But make sure that you elect and select yourself and commit yourself to something that you feel would help bring more harmonious energy on this planet. That's what we need, because we do see externally people are getting more divisive, more split, more separative, more individual, and clearly we're all connected. And no matter who or what is elected, and even that power, perceived power of control, and how we're programmed into thinking how we're supposed to exert our power when it comes to this game. Again, there is more than those two ways that's been given. Just keep that in mind. And it doesn't mean you have to participate or not participate, but definitely make sure that you commit and govern yourself in a place that creates more harmonious energy on the planet within yourself and externally in your local, broader, global, whatever, international community. That is my message.